Okay, well, it's 7 in the morning and I'm just making a couple of quick impressions and I'm going to upload them really quickly before I go out to the stables. And I'm going out to the stables to remind myself that there is still a world. I'm Granniopteryx. I am on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. All right, so the results aren't fully in. So far, Penny Mordaunt and Jacob Rees-Mogg have lost their seats. And I'm very sorry about that. There are many other Conservative MPs who've lost their seats that I don't particularly care about that much. But Mordaunt and Jacob Rees-Mogg, yeah. Mordaunt, I didn't agree with a lot of her politics, but she seemed to me to be a woman of principle, and that's a shame. Jacob Rees-Mogg, well, he was old-fashioned Conservative, and it's a shame he's gone. He's part of a character of the House of Commons, of which I wish we had more. Rishi Sunak said he's sorry. Yeah, the fact is, Rishi Sunak, a lot of people have described him as a decent man. I don't think he is a decent man. I don't think he did the right thing in the way he split the Conservative Party to get the Prime Ministership, or whatever you call it. I don't think he is decent, but apart from that, he is not a good politician. I mean, in every way, everything he's done has shown that whatever he might think, whatever principles he might hold, he's just a very untalented politician. Probably better off at running a financial company or something. He might be pretty good at that. But he is not a talented politician. I'll tell you who is a talented politician: Keir Starmer. He was a big buddy of Corbyn when Corbyn was in the ascendant. Then when Corbyn was on his way down, he ditched Corbyn faster than you drop a red hot penny. He'll just go with whatever's politically to his advantage. Now, he's in charge, but he's in charge of a party of people who are ideologues and in many cases anti-Semitic ideologues as well. I don't think it's going to be very long before Starmer finds himself under pressure from the rest of his party and being sidelined or having a coalition against him and actually being ditched. It would not surprise me if that happened. Of course, it wouldn't be good for the country because at least Starmer has some political nous and the others don't. Right, so I am quite worried about the course that the country is going to take next. One of them is the Labour Party promise that they're going to recognise Palestine as soon as they're in power. That will shame me. That will shame me. It's a shame to all British people, but yeah, a lot of them don't realise what a shame it is. And I do. As you know, I've gone into this whole area quite extensively. Okay, so predictions. Sunak will resign. He'll drag on as an MP for a bit maybe, and then he'll resign and there'll be a by-election. And possibly Reform will take his old seat. Starmer will be sidelined. He'll be trying to steer the ship of state. I keep using the ship analogy, don't I? He'll be trying to do that, and he'll find things very difficult. And a lot of stuff is going to just go past. The country's going to coast. But a lot of quite dangerous laws will be passed. And of course, the BBC, there's going to be champagne parties in the BBC for the next 2 days. And The Guardian, they're all going to be full of joy. Well, look, if the Conservatives had won, the Conservative papers would have been full of joy as well. So let them have their time there. It's always going to happen. What else? Reform Party have won 4 seats that I know of, and I see predictions say up to 13. Yeah, it may be. So the Reform Party is going to start taking things over, especially during by-elections, because what's going to happen is this: the Reform Party will have the power without the responsibility for a while. That is, they'll be able to argue with the government. They'll be able to speak on behalf of the working people who are getting annoyed with the way the Labour Party is going to tax them or restrict them in some way. But the Reform Party have no responsibility to follow through on those laws and rules, so they can be as radical as they want. And this is going to pick up a lot of votes sooner or later. And of course, as a parliamentary party, they'll start to develop a structure which will help them establish bridgeheads in various marginal towns. So the Reform Party are going to be what everybody's watching. Of course, the media, the mainstream media, they're going to be painting Reform as the nascent Nazi party, and there's going to be some problems there. What I'm really glad to see is that Tommy Robinson has started a podcast, and I was watching, while I was getting dressed for the stables, I was watching him talking to Gad Sad, because he's in Canada, and he talked to him, and that's if that's his first proper podcast, that's a wonderful way to start his political career, because he will go into politics eventually. And that's another prediction. All right, well, I've made a lot of predictions, and in a couple of years' time, you can all come back to me and laugh and tell me how wrong I was. I'll go and get this uploaded now, and then I'm off to the stables, and I'll talk to my horse, who makes more sense than most of the politicians I've been listening to over the past few weeks. Okay, till next time. You can help my channel by clicking like, by subscribing, by clicking the notification bell, and by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels are in the description, also links to donation sites, but really the best way you can help me is simply by clicking like. Thank you.